Beer News.
Hello friends that like beer. In the beer news for the edition 99 of the program Sobre Cerveja com Professor Cesar Peixoto, we'll highlight. In the week of April 13 to 17, we will have the edition number 100 of the program Sobre Cerveja com Professor Cesar Peixoto. 100 weeks, almost 2 years, publishing quality beer content for those seeking knowledge, information, curiosities, events, tourism, diversity, gastronomy, beer technology, fun, and lots of good beer. Thanks for the audience. The Brazilian Federal Government will release $90 billion to help bars and restaurants during the crisis. The President of the Republic signed a provisional measure that frees $90 billion from government fund FAT so that the salaries of employees of these establishments can be paid. The provisional measure guarantees the payment of wages for 3 months. Salaries up to $600 may be paid in full with this amount. From this value, the part that can be used of the resources is smaller. The measure, creative and flexible, will be available to all companies of any size. Of course, micro and small companies will receive greater aid, but all will have access to the suspension of the employment contract for 2 months, with the worker receiving wages through government assistance, says the president of Abracel, Brazilian Association of Bars and Restaurants, Paulo Soumuti. We are going to fight with state and municipal governments and the large food and beverage companies, as well as means of payment for help. We have to resolve issues such as transportation vouchers, the question of rents, the supply of water, electricity, and above all, we have to replenish our stock of goods to resume after the crisis, says the president of the entity. Abracel and other entities of the sector send an open letter to banks with several requests, including credit for working capital, a 12-month grace period for the first payment, interest rates close to the Selic rate, as well as the extension and renegotiation of contract credit operations, privileges, with interest equal to or less than those already practiced. The program Sobre Cerveja com Professor Cesar Peixoto closely monitors and supports all campaigns to support the beer sector in particular and the areas of bars, restaurants, and events in overcoming this health, human, and economic crisis. Watson Merlo Fluid Technology Group report on better business in brewing identifies global brewing trends. The report is aimed to helping brewers of all sizes to achieve greater and greater competitive advantage through greater understanding of industry drivers. The report have identified distinct shifts in consumer-led behavior, as well as wider sustainability issues, such as water scarcity, as drivers for change and innovation. Another challenge discussed in the report is how brewers can achieve competitive edge without compromising on process efficiency. Rod White, master brewer and assistant professor at the International Centre for Brewing Science at the University of Nottingham in England, said, "To remain competitive, brewers need to be able to brew a wide range of beer styles while maintaining a high degree of process efficiency. The pressure to produce high-quality beers at the lowest cost increases every year. In this report, we examine some of the core changes happening in the global industry and explore some of the trends developing in the next few years. And we hope people find it useful. A copy of the Brewing Trends Report is available online on www.watson-merlot.com/brewing-report. Tsingtao Brewery, China's major brewery and producer of Tsingtao beer, saw net profit rise 30.2% year-on-year to $260 million in 2019. Ranking as the 50th largest beer producer in the world, Tsingtao Brewery sold 8.05 million kiloliters of beer in 2019, and its operation revenue reached $4 billion, up 5.3% year-on-year. Its century-old brand is valued at $23 billion last year, securing the first place among China's beer brands. The Brazilian brewery Seasons joins Companhia Brasileira de Cerveja Artesanal, CBCA, a brewery originating from the merger between two other Brazilian breweries, Schornstein and Leuven. Leonardo Sewald, Seasons founder, comments that the great goal of the brand has always been innovation in all its breadth, whether in the process, product, or management. More and more, I understand that the market needs to transform in order to grow. CBCA's proposal to establish a management standard while maintaining the purpose and essential values of each brand caught our attention from the beginning. We believe in the professionalism that will make us able to perpetuate Seasons, bringing an even greater long-term perspective, he comments. The brewery turns 10 in August this year. As an entrepreneur, I understand that looking at the business in this way brings gains for the entire chain. CBCA CEO Gustavo Barreira highlights the importance of Seasons entry. Our goal is to unite Brazil for good beer, building a well-designed portfolio architecture, scale, distribution, and most importantly, good and enterprising people. CBCA is a large project that is still, at the moment, a small company. For expansion, we need people able to help us make our dreams come true. Seasons brings, in addition to an incredible brand, a team with an eye on innovation that will contribute in all areas of the group. The program Sobre Cerveja com Professor Cesar Peixoto closely follows the steps of the CBCA for the exclusivity that this project has in Brazil and for the success of similar projects in the world. We wish success and growth for CBCA and its associated brands. Beer 52 has announced Cyberfest, an online beer festival which can be enjoyed from the comfort of one's home in these unprecedented times. Taking place on Friday, 17th April, between 6 and 10 p.m. Greenwich. The event will see ticket holders receive a case of 12 craft beers in advance. This can then be sampled alongside the live-streamed festival, during which editors of Beers 52 in-house magazine, Ferment, Richard Crossdale, will conduct visual back-to-back tastings and question-answer sessions with the brewers behind each beer in the box. Brewers taking part include Mikkeller, Northern Monk, Boundary, Salt, Gypsy Hill, Tiny Rebel, Buxton, Verdant, Dark Revolution, and Wild Beer. The project is a chance to support these breweries at a challenging time, with all physical beer festival canceled. Independent brewers are also facing a huge decline in orders due to pubs being closed. Beer 52 will be paying each of the breweries upfront to help their cash flow. How it works: get your ticket, head to beer52.com/cyberfest. Buy your festival ticket before Sunday, 12th April. Beer 52 will then ship out your case of 12 craft beers alongside the beer list and schedule to follow during the festival, and details on how to access the live stream. Tune in to the live stream on Friday, 17th April at 6 p.m. Greenwich. Get your crate of beers out of the fridge and, following the instructions outlined in the festival schedule, access the live stream to Cyberfest. Sit back and enjoy. Join the Beer 52 community and sample the beers in the case, as Richard Crossdale, editor of Beer 52's Ferment magazine, hosts a 20-minute tasting and virtual question-answer session with each of the beer's brewery founders. Program Sobre Cerveja, Professor Cesar Peixoto, considers that it's a very nice online event model that might be used all over the world. This was the beer news for the edition 99 of the program Sobre Cerveja com Professor Cesar Peixoto.
Sobre cerveja, informação, entretenimento e os prazeres do mundo cervejeiro. A apresentação, Professor Cesar Peixoto.